we're gonna look at these while we do it. This is Baby Boom and Miss Snugglestrider. Ignore that. Ignore that. We're just gonna keep an eye on them while we, read. So, we're reading Amy's Halloween Secret. It was almost October 31st, and Amy was excited. Halloween was her favorite holiday of the year. She found it more fun than Christmas because she got so many more presents in the form of candy. And she also found it more fun than her birthday because on Halloween everyone dressed up and had a party, not just Amy. Amy was so excited because she had just moved to Brooklyn in New York City. Her mother had been hired as an English professor at a nearby university. So Amy, her mom, and her dad had packed up a lot of their things in St. Louis, Missouri, and moved their lives to the East Coast. Amy had heard of a lot of things about New York City and wondered what Halloween in Brooklyn was like. Did the kids dress up and go trick-or-treating like they did in St. Louis? Did parents hand out candy, or did they only have healthy treats? What kind of costumes did people wear? Amy was impatient to find out. Thank goodness it was already October 29th. On the 31st, Amy rushed home from school, and she found her costume laid out on her bed, all ready to wear. Her mom had stayed up late before working on it. Now it was ready, and it looked perfect. Amy loved the Winnie the Pooh stories, and this year she was going to be Tigger, the bouncy, happy tiger. Her mom had found the perfect orange and black fabric for her costume, which also matched with the orange and black colors of Halloween. After her mom had painted the whiskers on Amy's face, the two of them set off to explore the neighborhood. Amy had cleverly sewn a pouch into the Tigger costume where Amy could store her candy. They went around her block and then ended up near a park where a lot of kids were playing in their Halloween costumes. A small house stood at the center of the park. Amy wanted to go closer and investigate. A plaque next to the house said this was some old stone house built in 1699.
Hello, bitch. That's more than 300 years ago,
Amy's father said to her mother. Does anyone live here now? It's Halloween, her mother said. I think we should knock on the door and find out. Amy was a little bit nervous, so she held onto her mother's hand as they walked up to the door. They knocked. No response. Amy tried again, this time more loudly. She thought she heard voices inside, children's voices. Amy tried pushing the door open and was startled when it moved. Why wasn't the house locked? Who was inside it? Still clutching her mother's hand, Amy began exploring. Hello? She called out. Anybody home? Silence.
Hello, bitch,
she said. She actually said trick or treat, but oh well. Amy and her mother walked all around the house, upstairs and downstairs. It was dark, and there were no light switches. It was hard to make out much detail, but Amy could imagine that a family had lived there 300 years before. There was clearly no candy to be had. So they decided to leave. Right as Amy was shutting the door, she swore a little girl, very pale, run past her in the living room. "Come back soon," the girl whispered to Amy, which gave Amy chills. "What's wrong?" her mother asked her. "Oh, nothing," Amy said. She decided that the ghost girl in the old stone house would be her Halloween secret. The last thing she heard from the ghost before she left was,
"Hello, bitch."
I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I have other things to read too, but for now, that's all. Bye-bye.